So before we talk about Tesla and how well the stock did last week, if you guys have not gone up to 15 stocks yet for Moomoo, what the heck are you waiting for, guys? Use that link down below or simply go to StasSurfS.com/Moomoo. Once you guys open up an account, you get one free share of stock right off the bat. And once you fund your account with at least $100, you get 4 more stocks, totaling 5 stocks. And fund your account with at least $1,000, you get 10 more stocks for a total of 15 free stocks. So if you guys want some free money, free stocks, and you want to help out the channel, use that Moomoo link down below, or again, go to StasSurfS.com/Moomoo. And with that being said, guys, cheers. Let's dive right into the video. So you guys can see yesterday on Friday, Tesla stock ended up going up around 5%, almost 5%, more like 4.7% to be exact, and it went up $8.70, breaking back over $190 per share. And at one point earlier in the day, more like in the middle of the day, it almost went up over $200 per share. You guys can clearly see the bulls came to play yesterday. I mean, we closed, or rather opened, at about $184.85, and we ended up going all the way to $198. That's a move of over 7%. You guys can see that was a pretty sizable move of around $13-14. And we can see here, we did sell off a little bit heading into close. I mean, we went from 198 down to around 191, so that was a sell-off of around 3%. But overall, we did consolidate after the bell, as you guys can see, at around 194. And overall, on the week last week, guys, we saw Tesla go from around, where did it start off on Monday? Right around $180. Then it went up to around 192 on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we actually had a rough day. This thing went down to 178, took out the lows from Tuesday and from Monday, and we saw a nice recovery that day. It actually went up to about 188 after the bell that day. Then on Thursday, we consolidated, and really on Friday is where we saw that big move where we took out all the highs from the last couple of days. We hit a new fresh weekly high, and we closed above, again, you guys can see 193, 194, which is very critical because we can see here back on Tuesday, right, the 23rd, we actually peaked at $193. That's where we peaked. And if you guys notice here, if I zoom in a little bit, that's where we held heading into close, or right before close, which is right around, again, here, 192, 193. So the fact that we held that old high from Tuesday as support, very, very good sign for the bulls in the short term here on Tesla stock. And pulling back a little bit more, peeling back the layers a little bit more, we can see on the 10-day chart, this has clearly been reversing. It seems like ever since we got news that CEO or Tesla, or not Tesla, I'm mixing my words up here, guys, Elon, ever since we got news that Elon hired a new CEO for Twitter, and of course, the markets going up in general has helped a lot. But that combined with the news that we got a new Twitter CEO, that has really sparked a big rally in Tesla stock. It was at $164 just about 11 calendar days ago on the 16th of May, guys. Not even 2 weeks ago, it was $164. And again, we just pushed almost $200 this past week. That is a move of 20%, $33. So it looks like, yeah, I mean, this is really starting to reverse. On the 10-day, 30-minute chart, on the 20-day, 1-hour chart, you guys can see we're at a fresh high, and over the past 3 weeks, roughly, almost 1 month at this point, Tesla's up more than 20%. It's up actually maybe 25%, and more like 22%. Either way, still a pretty big move there for Tesla. And on the 4-hour chart, guys, this is where it gets interesting. You can see clearly over the past couple of days, maybe the past week, we've actually started to break back over the 50 and the 180 SMAs on this time frame, and we're now seeing a golden cross. Do you guys see this? The 50 SMAs crossing above the 180 SMA. That's a very bullish sign overall on Tesla here, and it's a sign that we're starting to slowly break out. But we did see this happen before, and by before I mean we can see we did break out of the moving averages back in the end of March heading into April, and that ended up being a fake out. So you got to realize this could be that happening again. Maybe this is a fake out. It very well could be. So you might be asking yourself, what would make it not be a fake out? Well, that's a good question. If we started to take out this channel right here that I'm going to draw, which now we're testing pretty much the top of it, if we start breaking out of this point and we start taking the highs out from the end of March, and I was going to say May, End of March, we're at the end of May now, guys. End of March, which those highs we just mentioned were right around, actually, we might have not mentioned it. Either way, 208 is where we were back on the end of March, and back in the middle of February, we were at about 215, 220. Now, if we start breaking out of those points, now we're going to be fully reversing on Tesla stock. So we're actually showing some initial steps to get there, but we're not fully there. Again, we are above the moving averages on the 4-hour chart. That's great. We have a golden cross. That's awesome. We are starting to peak out of the channel a little bit, ever so slightly, but nothing too crazy yet. But initially, guys, for next week, what I'm going to be looking for is to see if we get to that 208 level, 200, 205, and I want to see what we do there. If we take out those highs from March, we're going to start going to 215, 220. Then if those highs were to break, we're talking a bigger move from there. I mean, this thing could start going 235, 230, which is where the stock was back in October. You guys can see right here, if that were to break, 250, 240, maybe even higher. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see what happens this upcoming week at the levels we just mentioned, and we'll take it from there, guys. So yeah, it's starting to look really good for the bulls here on Tesla. But one thing worth mentioning, and it makes me a little bit nervous, which is why I'm really waiting for the confirmation, is we've seen this happen before. We've seen this happen time and time again, at least over the past couple of months, where we get a nice rally, but we get rejected at a lower high. So that's a little bit, worrisome for me right now. Well, I'm not in the stock, so I could care less as a trade. I mean, I'm not in it right now as a trade, so I don't really care. But you got to realize we've seen these rallies before, and, they haven't lasted long, at least in the past couple of months. Let's put it that way. I mean, look, in the beginning of February, we had a nice rally from 170 to about 215. Then, boom, we ended up right back to 163. Then we saw a nice rally to 208. Boom, we ended up down to 150, and we just had a nice rally from 150 now to 195. Will this last, or is it already, is the rally, has it been made already? I mean, is this it? I mean, we're already up 30%. So that's something worth noting, mentioning, and again, that's a main reason, one of the main reasons, probably the main reason why I'm waiting for the actual confirmation, and we'll see if we get it. So I'm going to set my alert now at $200 here on Tesla. Let me do that now. Mark is at, we're above $200, and we'll see where it ends up going from that point. So what do you guys think? Are you in this as a trade? Are you locking in profits? And to be honest, guys, full disclosure, again, I'm not in this as a trade, but let's say I was. Let's say I bought this dip at 160, 170, 175, 165, whatever. I would be trimming. I would be maybe even locking the entire, trade position right now if I was in it, which I'm not. But that's what I would personally do, and we'll see again what happens at about 200. And I'm not telling you guys what to do. I'm not telling you guys what to do. Please do your own research, make your own decisions. That's very important, but I'm just saying what I would do in this situation, as again, the markets in general, which we didn't talk about in this video, but the markets in general are a little bit hot right now. We have triple Q pretty extended here on the 4-hour chart. You guys can see very overbought. We just hit a fresh high at 394, or rather 349.50. SPY's not that overbought, but we just hit a high on this ETF as well. So keep in mind, markets are a little stretched. If we get a sell-off overall next week, that could affect Tesla, which again is why I'm being patient and kind of sitting on my hands for the short term. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Feel free to hit that like button and subscribe to this channel and my second channel, Stas Talks Money, which I'm actually doing a $100 giveaway once we hit 1,000 subs. So make sure to go subscribe. Link down below to Stas Talks Money. And don't forget to get up to 15 stocks for Moomoo. Link down below as well. Once you open up an account, you get 1 free share of stock right off the bat, and fund your account with at least $100. You get 4 more stocks totaling 5 stocks, and fund your account with at least $1,000. You get 10 more stocks totaling 15 free stocks. So if you guys want to help out the channel and you want some free money, use that Moomoo link down below. You might as well get 12 more stocks from Webull. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you guys later.